Hey everybody, good morning. I hope you're having a great day today wherever you are in the world. Really grateful to be partnering with Jeffersons Bourbon. We have 3 different kinds. We're gonna cook with it today. We're also gonna just enjoy it neat in a glass as well, and tell a little bit about their story. But I highly recommend you guys check out Jeffersons. I know you're gonna really love their product, the story behind it, and at the end of the day, it's just crazy delicious. Things are different this year. I know a lot of you guys are cooking for much smaller crowds, and that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna small batch a feast for the holidays. We're gonna do some turkey roulade. We're gonna stuff it with some of my favorite things: cranberries, leeks, fennel, pancetta. Great dish for the holidays. One of the best ways to ensure that your turkey is not as dry as the surface of the sun is to make sure you brine that turkey. We're gonna just do a simple brine, a little bit of sugar, salt, water, of course, and we're also gonna infuse our brine with bourbon. I believe that you cook with the same thing that you drink, and I think it's really important to use those flavor notes throughout the entire process of cooking. At the end of the day, we wanna serve the most delicious food we can to the guests that we're feeding, and that's what we wanna do. So start off strong, build that house, build that flavor profile from the moment one that you start cooking. Today, that means getting our turkey brine. So first, let's crack on with that. I'm gonna enjoy this coffee for a minute. I'm gonna enjoy this fire for 2 more minutes, and then I'm gonna start with the brine. All right, so our brine is on the stove. It's coming to a simmer right now. Like I said, standard brine, water, sugar, salt. So once the brine's good, it's cooled to room temperature, add your bourbon, and in the meantime, we are gonna get this turkey ready. So we have this beautiful turkey breast, came right from the butcher, about 5 to 6 pounds on this guy. I would say it's already been deboned. If it comes with a bone, very easy to take that out. I highly actually recommend that. If you want to make turkey stock, if you want to make bone broth, something like that, get the bone, put it to full use. We are off to the races because this has already been deboned. So what we need to do is we're going to butterfly this. We're going to basically split it in half, just like a book that's been opened, and then we're going to pound it down. We need this to be an even layer so that it can both cook through beautifully and also that we can roll it up properly before we tie it off. So we're going to pop this onto some cling film, top it with cling film again, and then just gently pound it out until it's all one even thin layer, and then we're gonna move on to our next step. So brine is on. Like I said earlier, it's essential. We want that to sit for at least an hour. Best case scenario, 4 hours. So you have time to make a stuffing that you're gonna stuff your roulade with. So basically we are done in the kitchen, aside from a little bit of chopping. That's basically it. Everything else we're gonna do outside, because I wanna get outside. Everything's gonna be on the grill. So I've got a grill right now preheating to about 350 degrees Fahrenheit. We're gonna cook our stuffing right in a cast iron pan on the grill. So as soon as that's hot, we're gonna go in with our ingredients. We'll move on to that step, and then we'll just relax. We have got a grill here, 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and a cast iron pan on that's been preheating. It's getting pretty rockin' hot for about 15 or 20 minutes. So in this beautiful stuffing, we're gonna go in with ingredients that pair perfectly with turkey: rosemary, sage, and thyme. Then we're gonna add some pancetta, get that nice and crispy. Then we'll move on to the next step. So pancetta, it is getting nice and crispy, really golden and beautiful. The herbs smell just crazy delicious. We are gonna go in now with some leeks and fennel. We're gonna let those sweat down, cook down, a little bit of sea salt, of course, to season as well. After that, we're gonna hit this with some cranberry, and then we're gonna go in with that beautiful Jeffersons Bourbon, let that cook down, and then we're basically done. We're gonna pull this off. I'm gonna hit it with a little bit of clementine juice just to add that, again, that beautiful seasonal flavor to that. Some panko breadcrumbs, nice little bit of extra seasoning, and then we're gonna let it cool to room temperature. We still have a ton of time in the brining process, and then we'll be back in the kitchen to get our turkey roulade ready to go and all rolled. best food in the world is delicious, but there's a story behind it. You're learning the story of the chef, the food that they love, the place, the part of the world you're from, sustainability, all that good stuff. And with this bourbon, there's so much story. There's story behind Trey, the owner, the story behind the product coming from Kentucky. One of their products, Jefferson's Ocean, is literally aged on sea
for several months, which is just so cool. And then there's a give back program towards ocean sustainability. They've got their small batch line of products, which is really unique, a beautiful blend. They've got their reserve. You know, everything has a story. At the end of the day, we want food to be delicious. We want the drink that we're drinking, that spirit, to be delicious, but we want to know the story behind the product, and that's what helps us fall more in love with both the people behind the product and the product itself. And this story is incredible. Super recommend. Go look them up. Deep dive, learn about Jefferson's Bourbon. I know you're gonna love it. I know you're gonna love the product because it's just great to drink, it's great to work with. But at the end of the day, you're supporting great people who are doing really unique and cool things.
So we just pulled our turkey breast out of the brine. It is time to stuff. As you can see, it's a very even layer on here. We want to first hit this with a little bit of sea salt. It has taken in all of the salt and the beautiful flavor from the bourbon, from the brine, so we don't need to go heavy with the sea salt, but we want to add a little bit. And then we are going to go generously on with this beautiful stuffing. You want to leave about an inch layer around the bird itself, just so that it can roll properly. Once the turkey breast is stuffed and rolled, you want to tie it off. There's a million ways to do that, but at the end of the day, you just want it nicely tied so that nothing falls out and it stays together in the cooking process. We have another cast iron pan that's been preheated on the grill, getting just rocking hot. A little bit of olive oil in that, and we are gonna pop this skin side down into the pan so that the skin can start to get nice and crispy and golden. We're really just starting the cooking process, and I mean, honestly, there's nothing better in the world than crispy turkey skin, so we're gonna give this a flip. Beautiful. And you can see how it's just starting to get nice and golden. Now what we want to do is add our braising liquid to this. So first up, we're going to go in with some stock, and then we're going to hit that with our hero, this beautiful Jefferson's Reserve. And then the last thing we want to do, we've got these beautiful clementines or clementines, depends on where you're from. This is just going to really perfume the turkey as it cooks. So we're going to add 4 or 5 of these pieces of citrus in here, and then rosemary, and then you're good to go. Close that up and leave it. This is gonna take a while, probably somewhere about an hour and a half to 2 hours. End of the day though, we're not cooking to time, we're cooking to temperature. So we wanna pull this off this grill when it reaches about 155 degrees Fahrenheit. The optimal temperature, of course, for poultry is 165 degrees Fahrenheit, but this will continue to cook as it rests. The internal temperature of this bird will increase that 10 degrees during the resting phase while we continue to get our sides ready to go, and that is what is going to result, again, in the juiciest, most incredible piece of turkey you've ever had in your life. So turkey is doing really well, probably 3/4 through the cooking process. So I'm gonna get the sides ready to go. Carrots are so delicious. We should eat more carrots. These ones, these beautiful rainbow carrots, came right from the farmer's market. Toss them in olive oil, maple, the beautiful Jefferson's bourbon, thyme, a little salt and pepper. We are gonna roast these until caramelized and beautiful. Carrots will be on this grill for about 30-35 minutes. Toss them halfway through and just keep an eye on them. But basically until they're beautiful and golden and just soften, you'll be good to go. While the carrots are roasting, perfect time to do gravy. Gravy and turkey, absolute best friends. I'm gonna mix mine up today, add a little bit of garlic, a little bit of clementine zest, and then the juice of that as well, just to give it that holiday vibe and make it a little different. And it is gonna pair perfectly with our turkey. Our turkey roulade is all done. Look at how crazy this looks. It's beautiful, golden, it smells incredible. This needs to rest for about 20 minutes. So all of our other sides, the gravy, the carrots, the potatoes, they're all doing their thing. They're basically almost ready to go. We're gonna let this rest, then we're gonna carve it, plate it up, and we're gonna move back outside because of course, why not? Honestly, does it get any better than this? I mean, incredible food, the outdoors, a beautiful afternoon, fire, incredible bourbon. This is heaven in absolute total form. It's just an incredible way to spend the holiday season this year. Embrace different, embrace unique, embrace adventure. Get outside, explore your own backyard, have an incredible drink to accompany you along the way. Use your grill more. Like you guys saw, we cooked everything on the grill, the turkey roulade, the potatoes, the carrots, even the gravy. There is no reason to cook inside if you don't absolutely have to. And a big thanks to Jeffersons Bourbon. I'm grateful that we are partnering together on videos like this. Go online, go on their website, check out the different offerings they have, the very small batch, their Jefferson's Ocean line, which is just an incredible story. Of course, their Reserve as well, and they're just doing really, really cool stuff. As always, if you guys want any of the exact measurements or ingredients, they're over on my website. Head there now, the link in the description below. We'll see you guys in the next video.